3 nights in a hotel room. No time to be.
Well, now that we're ready to go study for some finals, I would consider studying here, but I don't know if you can hear that. One of the roommates is absolutely ripping it on the speaker, so I'm still gonna go meet up with some people on campus. Let's get after it. One last finals.
I'm still overthinking. That's the price you pay for over drinking. How did I get high in the back?
Where B1 was I1 with I2.
I2, but in this case we just have it as IY, and then J.
Oh yeah.
Such Brack looking studious as hell.
Yeah. And then the rest of
We have this in terms of that.
again in terms of I1.
I wanted. What do you? How do you get this? How do you get I1 over B1?
Oh, I just divided.
Just divide B1 over.
That makes
How big of an embarrassment I am, and like if I were his boss, or if he was my boss, he would fire me on the spot. Like this is so embarrassing. Like he'll never be an engineer, right? For like 5 minutes, and then I proceed to do the entire problem correct. Like literally, like spots. And Jeff in the fucking back, I literally say to the class, I go, oh, I'm gonna like simplify this down after I get to the main equation. And I get to the main equation and I start writing again. He goes, well, are you gonna simplify that one thing? And I go, yes, I am. And then I like finish the whole thing in Rankin. I just throw him his marker and like walk back. He goes, you know that wasn't for real, right? I'm like, yeah, no, I knew. I knew that wasn't for real. And I sat back and I just like started acting like a D-bag. And he's like, you guys know I'm just having fun. He looks at me and goes, right? And I just look back and I'm like.
Well, it's time for session 2, and right now the plan is going to be at least, is we're just going to probably not go through the rely soft portion of design for reliability, but we are going to come back through the notes, start preparing kind of the note sheet that I'm going to be bringing into it, as well as looking at some of the practice stuff that was released just to make sure that I understand it, some of the prior homework and quizzes. And then if there is time or I'm feeling good about reliability, look to pivot into looking at global studies just so I kind of know what's going on for that one and I get bearing for the exam that's also coming up.
Anyway, yeah.
Alright, so we're just going to prop you guys up on a little bit of kombucha that I'm drinking right now. But really, I just kind of wanted to take through one of the strategies that's worked through a lot of my undergraduate degree for mechanical engineering, at least when it comes to test prep and stuff like that, which is just something that works with a lot of sports and a lot of stuff, which is getting the repetitions in and making sure you're just getting like consistent work in. So if you could see in the time lapse, I did have the timer running for kind of a dry run of the like practice stuff that was posted, but then you run through it in actual like scenarios as much as you can. In this case, we had a question bank uploaded, so it's just kind of taking it like I would take through the test, making sure I show my math, show everything that I would actually kind of need for it, and then it helps you to kind of accentuate or see the areas that you would be lacking in your ability to take the test. Like, I noticed that my math was falling apart when it comes into failure rate for when it's demonstrating a 95% lower one-sided confidence bound for design for reliability. But that's something that's easy to fix. It's something that is easily reviewable when it comes to it, and it's just something that I need to make sure I accentuate in my note sheets and just kind of look at a few more examples. Then it also like helps you to know like to get familiar with your calculator, other stuff like that, if there's functions that you need, if there's certain keys that it's like a lot for design for reliability. We're using natural logs, we're using exponentials. We have a little bit of factorial work in there. So some of the stuff that you might not use that often in the calculator, it can get you into those menus to kind of know where you need to do or what you need to do. And then it also just helps your general ability for pattern recognition when it comes to the exams and stuff like that, where you know, you've seen it before, you've done it before a lot, and then it's just a matter of execution when it comes to it. So a lot of it just helps to kind of smooth out the process and get rid of any of the nerves that you would have, as well as it just kind of forces you to understand like what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are. So I would definitely recommend, if there are question banks posted or other stuff like that, to go ahead and run through them and just hope for the best. But I'm going to get back to studying. I'll update you guys in a little.
That's the price you pay for over drinking. How did I get high in the bathroom anyway? Anyway, yeah.
Cheers. How are we doing today? It is now Monday the 15th, which means I take a final on Wednesday. I theoretically should go to an honors thing tonight, and then take a final Thursday. Honestly, I might skip the finals thing tonight, or the honors thing tonight, and just see what happens. Because it honestly seems really boring, and I don't really care that I graduated with honors. But when it comes to the game plan for today, I think that I'm going to briefly skim over the readings for global studies to kind of see some of the main points, main ideas, get them noted down on this board. So at least when I take that final, I have something to look at and to reference. Because it's just going to be 2 questions that you have to like write out short responses to that kind of tie the readings together. So if I know the general ideas from each reading, then I can just kind of work to, condense them into one form where it's like, listen, I know the main topics of like reading 1 and 3 go together. I know the readings of topic 2 and 4 go together. And those 2 like overarching topics can be combined into each other to make one overarching theme or one overarching idea. That is one of my thoughts towards that one, because it is a fairly short exam period. And any efficiency boost that you can get through just making a more streamlined process, and streamlined thought process especially, means you can put down more content, so your response theoretically should be to higher satisfaction rating, so to say. And then probably jump back into reliability, see if I can actually form my note sheets for the final instead of referencing old note sheets that I've used for the quizzes and other things. Just so then it cuts a lot of the information that was just filler information on those or some of the examples. Or start combining the examples into a more condensed document, the notes into a more condensed document, and see if I feel like there's any gaps that are present in that when I try and run it through the 2 prior homeworks, the 2 prior quizzes, and just seeing how everything lines up. But let's get into it.
Yeah, it's the 3rd night in a hotel room, and I'm getting sick of this whole damn song, but it's Wednesday and my phone bills due.
Alright, so as with everything, you take some breaks as you need. So with that being said, we've got our little breakfast break up in here. We've got 3 free-range eggs, and then we have 6 ounces of probably top round. We're just going to eat this, see if Brock gets back to us about studying. If not, then keep going on the global studies studying train, but peace. So we've got the most important thing when it comes to during finals, or one of them, which is making sure you take breaks and stay active. We're about to hit our Monday night lift, which is deadlift and squat. Throwing a little bit of footage from that one. See you guys at the lift.
But he still calling, asking how my day was. What I had for lunch now is 5 o'clock and I'm starving, and I don't think that we're done.
Yeah, so it's 10 p.m. Honestly, after we lifted, I just kind of ate. Helped some people study, but I didn't really study myself. Well, that's pretty much like an average 2 days when it comes to finals week. If you like prepare throughout the semester and you're kind of fine, then it's not like a ton of pressure, and you like start to get in a really good groove afterwards. But honestly, I just need to edit this, get it up, so see you guys in the next one.